I was leading a healing group yesterday and telling them this. I told them this story and that we can't have any negative words. Well, we did some healing work and people were happy, and a couple people stayed to give me some healing energy. So I'm talking about a situation that I was in, and there were several words that came out. One was frustrated. One was fearful. I can't remember what. I was said I felt like an idiot. And so, of course, are they going to miss that for a second? Oh, no. The one woman, she comes and she puts her arm around me and she said, "Now, what did you say about we cannot tolerate any negative words?" And she, of course, listed them perfectly. And so that was a good reminder, too, because it doesn't matter how much we know. It matters how hard we work to change the effect of what we know and to put into practice the things that we know are better than what we used to know and do. So our work truly, unfortunately, or fortunately, I'd say fortunately, is never done.
Right.
But that's okay, because that work leads to great things. When we truly have gotten our mind straight, and we feel affirmed internally all through our body and mind, that's when we come into alignment with the universe, with the Creator, with the frequency and vibration of love, which leads us into that subject. But anyway, so let yourself jot down some of the words that you hear coming through, so that they're a conscious revelation to you. Jot down the words you want to have running through your system. Remember that our bodies are 60 to 80% or 90% even of water, depending on the moment and the day. So,
and that includes our brains.
And that way includes our brains.
Our brains have probably the most.
Yes, lots and lots. It's water. And, so what we're doing is we're healing our brains. We're healing our bodies. We're healing our world by changing our words, which changes the water and changes the thoughts that emanate from our bodies and mind into the world that we're connected with. And it seems complex, and it is. On the other level, it's not. It's simple. We are all one. Mm-hmm. We're all part of one force. The world is energy, and it's gravity. That's what makes up the world. And we still don't know what gravity is, actually. We just know it's not energy. And energy is full of particles and, all kinds of little doodads. And all that energy is imbued with creation's consciousness. So that means we're filled with that light. We're filled with that emanation, because light is energy. The sun emanates energy, and it comes to us in different frequencies. So red, which is a frequency of light, has a different purpose and acts differently on our internal and external world. White has a different purpose and a different frequency. And frequency measures what type of energy, what type of light it is. Vibration measures how much. So when we want to it's like depression is not a high vibratory level, right? We don't want to do anything. We don't feel creative. We're discouraged. We're tired. It's a low, it's just an example, but people suffer a lot from depression. So depression is like a low level vibration, as opposed to happiness and joy is a very high level of vibration. And So we need to learn what happiness and joy is really about, because it's not, it's not getting a Barbie doll for Christmas. I'm just telling you that. It's It's much more significant. Go ahead,
I happen to have the emotional scale here.
Oh, why don't you? Yeah.
There's 22. I'm just going to read them really fast, from 22 being the worst to number 1 being the best. This is raising your vibration as you climb this ladder of relief, they call it. Fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness. That's 22, actually. 21 is insecurity, guilt, unworthiness. 20, jealousy. 19, hatred and rage. 18, revenge. Isn't it interesting that revenge is on a higher frequency than hatred and rage? It's because you let it out.
Yeah, I think probably.
And then 17 is anger. It's very interesting. Discouragement is 16, 15 blame, 14 worry, 13 doubt, 12 disappointment, 11 overwhelmment, 10 frustration, irritation, impatience. 9 is, so about halfway up now is pessimism. 9 is pessimism. 7 is contentment. See, that's not even the best one yet.
No, but it's still pretty good.
Right. 6 is hopefulness. 5 is optimism. 4 is positive expectation and belief. 3 is enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness. 2 is passion. 1 is joy, knowing, empowerment, freedom, love, and appreciation. So just saying those words makes me feel good.
Absolutely. That alone would just be the greatest affirmation every day.
Right. A little while ago, I did some research on what goes on in our heads, because I think it's so fascinating how we are so in charge of everything and we don't even realize it. And we have between, some say 40,000, some say 90,000 thoughts going through our heads every day. And I think, no offense, guys, I think men are more on the low end of that. And I don't mean that to be, you're just more...
kind of less
you don't
frantic.
Have much
I don't
on
know,
your
kind of less,
mind, yes.
Kind of less frantic.
Yes.
More focused on a particular task.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they have work and home.
Yeah.
We have work, home, kids, church, blah, 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 whatever. So you're absolutely right. So between 40 and 90, different schools say different things, although now they are tending to say between 60 and 90 more so. So anyway, 85% of those daily thoughts are repetitious. And are you ready for this? 80% are negative. Oh my God. How do we expect ourselves to raise our vibrations unless we start working there? So one of the things I do with a coaching client when I first start working with them is I have them write down for like 3 days, sometimes longer if they're very negative, every negative thought that comes into their head. They have to carry around a pad of paper and a pen and write down every negative self-talk, I don't like the dress that person is wearing, every negative thought that comes to your head. And then for the next month, you work on changing that into something positive.
Yeah, it's like it's a task, but it's so much worth it. I started out in this world with just the crappiest self-esteem. And
that's hard for me to believe.
I know, but you know what? It was so bad. In second grade, I wouldn't talk. I was just too shy to even talk because I felt so bad about myself. And then one day, I was at a workshop, and it was really around peace and activism, because that's been something I've done too. So I was getting this peace training. And the woman that was a leader there, I don't really even know what the issue we were talking about, but she affirmed me at a really high level in terms of something, that she thought I could do or whatever. And I felt so much resistance to that and so much shame. And I could hear my mind saying, who do you think you are? She doesn't know you. Who do you think you are? And I remember, because I had heard about affirmations and stuff, and I had been starting some of the work on it, and I said out loud, I think I'm really talented. I think she was right. She's a smart woman. I think she was right. And I started to affirm myself out loud in a positive way. And, that day changed my life. And now I had certainly been talking. I was an adult then, so I'd been talking for a while. But that was when I realized the power of the mind and how we can stop that nonsense. Because that's what it is. It's not the truth and never was. Right on the spot. And when you can catch something right now and change those words, the power is extraordinary. So, and even if you're a very high intellect and you've already done a lot of work, don't stop now. Clean it out, because we're in a time of evolution, and we have to clean out to the core to evolve to a high enough level to actually sustain life on this planet, ours and everything else's. So it's important, and we have help at the spiritual level. And the more we participate in positive evolution, the more we become part of the people who are there and who are those high beings. So we never feel alone. When we have that connection, that sense of oneness, and we know that we're all valuable and we're all an eternal spirit, we don't have to feel alone anymore. So I just want to welcome you into a realm of thought that is beautiful.
And sometimes you really have to search for that beauty.
Oh, yeah.
But you choose to see it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can choose to see either the ugliness of a situation or the beauty in it.
Yeah. I mean, truly.
And sometimes it's really hard, but you can. You reminded me of a poem that Marianne Williamson wrote. May I read it?
Oh, yeah.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I love that so much.
It is so beautiful and so right on.
And sometimes when I get discouraged or I find myself slouching or not, or say, oh, I don't need to dress nice today, I have this in my room, and I have to really remind myself, because I have so much to unlearn that who do you think you are is like drummed in.
Isn't it horrible?
Yes.
I bet lots and lots of people have that one.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I think
yes.
it was sort of a parent mantra in certain generational groups.
I don't think it's the case anymore.
No, I haven't heard
you
it
and
for a
I
while.
have spoken of that several times, how we can see the energy shift in each generation. My children, compared to my generation, is so much more aligned with stuff that they don't even know the words for it, but they're aligned with it. Their energy is so much more powerful than ours is. Even the manifestation, my son Michael didn't even know the word for it, and he is the best manifester ever. He just knows that the universe is going to take care of him. I thought I shut this off. And what a wonderful thing. I didn't raise them religious. I raised them spiritual.
Uh-huh.
And it's made a huge difference.
Kids.
Yes.
Yes.
But he didn't even know that. One day we were talking about that, and I said something. I said I was teaching a class about manifestation. He goes, oh, what's that? And I told him. And he goes, that's what I do. And I said, I know. I just didn't want to put a name to it, Mike, because I was afraid